Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
Cody Rhodes has just denied The Rock access to his soul, and unlike our timeline, John Cena hasn't either. Though as Cody and John are about to embrace, we see Kevin Owens pull the American Nightmare out of the ring and subsequently apron powerbomb him. All the while, The Rock nails John Cena with a rock bottom, and after discarding the Elimination Chamber winner, he makes a WWE Championship match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens right now. And once the match is underway, with Rhodes knocked out on his feet, he succumbs to a gruesome package pile driver. As with that, the final boss has just handed Kevin Owens the WWE Championship on a silver platter. Everyone is stunned, as now at WrestleMania, the course direction is seemingly Kevin Owens versus John Cena. Though Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes interject, throwing their names in the hat for the title for justifiable reasons. So it's made official that on night one, Randy and Cody will fight, with the winner being added to the WWE Championship match. Only issue being that just like our timeline, Kevin Owens has to go have neck surgery, with the title now being held up vacant. So a plan B is made. Rather than Randy and Cody having to face Cena, Nick Aldis announces that it'll be a triple threat match to crown the new WWE Champion, which he also says was by the orders of the final boss. What does this mean? Well, no one knows. But what everyone knows is that Night 2's main event is set in stone. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Who will win? Well, the match is on, and whilst all three men show respect to one another, they are all desperate to become champion. Can John Cena win number 17? Can Randy Orton win his first PLE match in years? Or can Cody Rhodes regain what was wrongfully taken away from him? Well, we're in the dying stages of the match, and Cody Rhodes is able to down John Cena with a crossroads. But before he can capitalise, he gets dropped by an RKO out of nowhere. Orton thinks it's over, though he'd think wrong, as the American Nightmare kicks out. And from here, the voices start to become louder and louder, with him backing up into the corner as he looks for the punt. And after some deliberation, he hits it. Cody is out, and after a dazed John Cena is bewildered and confused, he gets dropped by a nut shot courtesy of the Apex Predator. As with an RKO on him as well, Orton merely covers both men at the exact same time to win his 15th world title. Randy Orton has turned to the dark side, but he did it for the gold. He did it to prove that he wasn't washed. He did it to prove that he may be the greatest of all time, and not John Cena, who just saunters to the back, battered and broken physically and mentally. But just like his moniker, he never gives up. As on the Raw after the biggest show of the year, whilst Randy Orton gives his speech after the turn of the century, we see a pissed off John Cena sliver into the ring and drop the champ with an attitude adjustment before grabbing what could have been his, as he holds aloft the title over the man who stole his destiny from him, before dropping it onto a Viper and walking away. As from here, both men run for each other's history with one another, with Cena specifically remarking that once a snake, always a snake, and Orton continuously attempts to get payback, even managing to drop him with a RKO. But he never hits the punt on John Cena, not yet anyways, as on the Go Home SmackDown before their last ever encounter, Randy Orton stands tall. Will this be the Cena backlash, or can Cena finally win number 17? More after the show, and naturally, both men get top billing, with them running back all their classic offense. First with Cena's 5 moves of doom, yet Orton survives, as he then manages to catch his arch rival with a RKO out of nowhere. But Cena kicks out all the same. They're both so incredibly even, although everything changes in an instant with a ref bump. as when this happens, Cena manages to counter an RKO and connect one last attitude adjustment. But there's still no ref. Cena doesn't know what to do, yet his thoughts get cut off when Braun Breaker spears him in half. Why has he done this? Well, no one knows, as he simply just leaves, which allows Randy Orton to pick up the pieces, nailing one more RKO to finally close a seemingly infinite saga between the pair. As Randy Orton stands over and defeated John Cena, who got screwed by someone he didn't even think about until that very moment. And many can assume this may have been the work of Seth Rollins. And he actually confirms this is the case on the following Raw, glowing how he is going to stop John Cena from becoming Mr. Number 17, which actually brings out CM Punk, who's had issues with him and Braun way before the same could be said for John Cena, as the Straight Edge Savior actually makes a challenge to the Vision for Saturday night's main event, a tag match, with his partner being none other than the Waboo Man himself, John Cena. And Seth actually finds this humorous, with him gladly accepting the challenge before setting his dog off leash as Braun Breaker and CM Punk brawl on the ramp. All the while, Seth just continues to laugh in the ring, though the laughter stops as John Cena manages to jump the Architect and plant him with an AA. And on the ramp, we see CM Punk put Braun Breaker to sleep with a GTS, as the show closes with an iconic stare down, with CM Punk and John Cena perhaps having one more match between the pair within them. Though before we get too ahead of ourselves, it's time for the tag team match, and the Vision hold firm control throughout the majority of the contest as they continue to isolate John Cena. Punk is desperate for the tag, and after Cena pushes off Rollins, he gets it, as the Straight Edge Savior is on fire, which burns endlessly onto both Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. Only issue being is that when he hoists him up for a GTS, he inadvertently clocks Cena in the head. But he also does the same accidentally with the referee, which leads to Bronson Reed making his return and assaulting the two future Hall of Famers. After the tsunami onto both CM Punk and John Cena, Seth Rollins picks up the pieces just like Randy Orton did at Backlash, stomping CM Punk to pick up the big win. His vision has grown, and it seems that maybe Cena and Punk's alliance is already crumbling. And this gets put to a test when the main event of Raw is announced to be a triple threat Money in the Bank qualifier. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus John Cena. Who will punch their ticket to the ladder match? Well, this match is on, and Rollins immediately rolls to the outside. He's trying to stoke the flames of two past rivals, and it nearly works, though the two decide to target the one, as both men take it in turns to dismantle the Visionary. That is until Punk accidentally hits Cena, which riles him up as the two begin to fight, as Seth just bides his time, waiting for the prime opportunity to strike, which occurs when he buckle bombs Cena and super kicks Punk before lining up for a stomp. Yet the best in the world is able to catch him and plant him with a GTS. But then Braun Breaker pulls CM Punk out of the ring. Though before he can attack further, Sami Zayn comes out to fend him off, all the while Jey Uso and Bronson Reed do battle up the ramp. So Punk is able to get up and slide back into the ring, where he's met by an attitude adjustment courtesy of John Cena. Then Seth Rollins throws him to the outside and steals the pin for the win. You could say this was a heist of the century. He has just stolen his way into a spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and John Cena lays broken alongside CM Punk, who berates the leader of the C Nation for allowing this to happen. And with the two arguing, this escalates into a fight, which spills to the outside of the ring. Yet as Punk looks to take down Cena, he impressively manages to catch him and plant him through the announcer's table. Then he throws him in the ring and grabs another table, setting it up inside of the ring and aiming Punk through that one as well. And with him being out like a light, John Cena gives a parody of a certain speech.
Hey, Claudio Castagnoli. Hey, Nick Nemeth. Hey, Matt Cardona. How you guys doing?
John Cena has just parodied CM Punk's very own pipe bomb as he leaves the corpse behind, promising to the camera that he will become WWE Champion. But before he can get there, he has to go through CM Punk, who confronts John Cena the following week as the two trade verbal bars. Punk calling Cena a corporate product and saying that he is too old and too weak to become WWE Champion for the 17th time. But Cena fires back, calling Punk a coward and a shill of his former self, vowing that after he beats him, he will go on to do everything he has left to do and will accomplish something Punk may never be able to do, and that's to be the best in the world, and not only that, the greatest of all time. And with that, Cena leaves, with his match against CM Punk officially being sanctioned for the main event of Money in the Bank. 14 years after their 5-star classic, their last dance takes place, and both men are giving it their all, trading big moves back and forth like it's going out of business, but neither man can seemingly connect their finishing blow as they continue to counter each other, until Cena finally manages to apply a STF. Yet Punk is able to fight out of it, and he even manages to transition it into an anaconda device. Though with a trio of knees, Cena similarly is able to escape, and as both men get up, Cena manages to hit a surprise AA out of nowhere. Yet Punk is able to kick out, so Cena goes for one more, which gets evaded by the Stretch Savior, who then manages to connect the GDS. But similarly, this doesn't end the match, and John crawls back to his feet before getting hit with another. Although a third isn't able to land, as Cena is able to land not one, but two more AAs onto the best in the world to cement his status as the greatest of all time. John Cena has won and overcame another demon from his past. And on the following Raw, there's another he wants to rise above, and that man turns out to be Mr. Money in the Bank Seth Rollins, as Cena challenges Rollins to a match at Night of Champions, and for him to put the briefcase on the line. And even though the Architect refuses to put his newly thought of prize on the line, he does agree to a match, promising to end John Cena's retirement tour early, and he even lures Cena into a challenge for the Raw before Night of Champions, the leader of the C Nation versus Seth's first prophet, Braun Breaker, with Cena accepting. But can he test and overcome the future of the company? Well, he's trying his best, giving it all to topple Braun Breaker, though no matter what he does, nothing seemingly can keep him down. And Seth Rollins alongside Bronson Reed are so confident in the Steiner that they leave the match, only for Cena to then nail an AA on the Breaker, who kicks out at 2. So he goes for one more, yet Breaker rakes his eyes and manages to spear the former WWE Champion down. But Braun isn't satisfied as he goes for and nails a second. And with the third spear, he finally mercifully pins John Cena, who barely gets his shoulder up. It was on pure instinct, and this shows as he doesn't get up, not for a while at least. But when he eventually does, he just demands for Braun Breaker to bring it, and naturally he follows through with the fourth and final spear. Braun Breaker has won. He has completely dismantled a man who just in 5 days from this loss has to do the dance all over again with a man he knows far better than the Steiner. But can he win? Well, we're at the show, and this Clash of Stars co-main events the show, as whilst Randy Orton takes on Carmelo Hayes for the WWE Championship, these two are up first, and just like his match with CM Punk, he and Seth Rollins run back all the classics, even though the GOAT is clearly at a disadvantage. So much so that just like on Raw, the fellow members of the stable walk away from the match, with Rollins just gloating at Cena that his vision has been realised and will be finalised by a stomp. But as he goes for it, Cena manages to catch him just like on Raw and plants him with an AA. Yet history repeats itself again as Rollins survives. Though Cena changes fate and this time locks in the STF, Rollins has nowhere to go, and Braun Breaker alongside Bronson Reed start to get worried, so they start going back towards the ring, only for them to be met by LA Knight and Penta, who subsequently brawl with the duo. Although as this is happening, Seth manages to escape John's grasp, and once both men get up, he manages to hit a pedigree. Then he lines him up for a stomp, yet as he's about to hit it, Cena turns the momentum around into a thunderous AA before rolling through and connecting one more. As with that, Big Match John has just won another big match. He's defeated Mr. Money in the Bank, and now he may have just earned the right for another chance to win the Never Seen 17. And he actually agrees with this sentiment, as on the Raw after Saturday night's main event, he makes the formal challenge to the current World Heavyweight Champion, the man who retired Goldberg, Gunther, who comes out and actually accepts the challenge under one condition, that if, or in his own words, when John Cena loses, there will be no number 17, that John Cena can never challenge for a World Heavyweight Championship again if he doesn't walk out of MetLife Stadium with the World Heavyweight Championship. And John Cena, knowing he doesn't have long left in his retirement tour, accepts. As with that, the match is made official for the main event of SummerSlam. Can the leader of the C Nation finally win the Never Seen 17? Or will Gunther retain? Well, before we find out, on the Go Home Raw before SummerSlam, the two trade the verbal smackdown off one another. Gunther remarking that everybody wants to see Cena face him, that this is many people's #1 match, maybe even including Cena himself. But to him, it's just going to be another SummerSlam where he'll beat down another so-called star and embarrass them on the big stage. Yet Cena bites back, remarking that he's no one special, that he's faced plenty of Gunters in the past, though in his own words, more talented, like Umaga, like the Great Khali, like Brock Lesnar, and that he has put them all down, and in the final words ahead of their match, says that he'll do the exact same thing to a glorified mid-carder. The stage is set for their match, but who'll rise above the other? Well, the Night 2 main event is on, and it's a very hard-hitting affair, but once again, John Cena is struggling to keep up with the younger Gunther, who just clobbers the ever-living Christ out of Cena with chops. Yet Cena, of course, never gives up, as he keeps on fighting every time he gets knocked down, and eventually he loads up the 5 moves of doom, 2 shoulder blocks, a spinning back suplex, and a 5-knuckle shuffle, before capping this off with an attitude adjustment. But Gunther kicks out at 1. So Cena goes for another, although they get an elevate and looks for a powerbomb, yet Cena escapes all the same before taking him down and locking in a STF. Will Gunther tap just like at WrestleMania? Well, he won't quite yet, as after fighting out of it, he blasts Cena with a big lariat before locking in his own submission, a rear naked choke. Can Cena escape the hold, or will he pass out? Well, after a mighty struggle, Cena is just able to get out of the champ's grasp, and once both warriors get up, Cena connects a second AA before rolling through and connecting a third. But even this can only grace Cena a 2 count, so he pulls out his Mega Death option, the Super AA, which he connects. Yet somehow, someway, Gunther finds a way to kick out. John Cena is dumbfounded, so he just goes for one more, which leads to travesty as Gunther escapes and powerbombs John Cena, yet he doesn't give up. so Gunter just connects 2 more back-to-back before going back into the cover, only inheriting him a 1 count. Cena is fired up, and he mounts one last comeback as he nails the shoulder tackles, the spinning back suplex, and the 5-knuckle shuffle all in quick succession, before picking up the champ and driving into the canvas with a 4th AA. But Cena wants to be sure the damage is done, so he rolls through and connects a 5th, and with a 6th AA, this time off the top rope, the reign of the Ring General has ended. John Cena has done it. He is now a 17-time WWE champion. Everyone is elated at this. After all the heartbreak, all the struggle, John Cena has finally broken Ric Flair's record. Though as he's about to leave, we see the return of a lifetime. As just like in our timeline, Brock Lesnar appears and F5's John Cena. Only difference is being this time that he beats down Gunter as well, F5ing him through a table, and the other difference being that Seth Rollins comes out and after throwing away the crutches, sprints towards the ring and cashes in his Money in the Bank contract. As with a stomp, possibly John Cena's last world title reign may have just been his shortest. Seth Rollins pulls off the ruse of the century, Brock Lesnar is back. But where do we go from here? Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see. As if you like this story, I think this might interest you.